Hey everybody, it's Endless, offering some more commentary on the 8th Artisan Cup. I'm joined once again by Rooker from the Artisans community.
Yeah, I'm here. Endless invited me. I'm happy to be able to contribute. I love this format so much, and this match is gonna show us some of the reasons why. This is a cool pair of players that we're gonna be watching today.
Yep, so we are so this match will be between mono white artifact control and I believe Rakdos Anvil less. So on one hand, we've got a very unique deck playing a lot of new cards from LCI, Market Gnome, Spring-Loaded Saw Blades, Clay-Fired Bricks with win condition of Celestial Fall. He's playing a lot of planes to abuse Lay Down Arms, which is sort of like the Swords to Plowshares, poor man's Swords to Plowshares. A lot of good interaction here between Ossification, Lay Down Arms, Portable Hole. Just a really interesting build that made the top 8 out of nowhere.
And definitely relying hard on, they're hoping their opponents are playing creatures, because there isn't too much interaction for non-creatures in this deck.
And on the other hand, the opponent is playing just basically a pile of interaction, card draw, Saheeli, we've got Mayhem Devil in here, and Xander's Wake as well. So some new cards. Tithing Blade is a great new card in the format. So, making little guys, sacking them to Sokenden Smelter, drawing a bunch of cards, and pressuring the opponent's life total while killing the creatures. So, fortunately, Oni Cult Anvil is suspended in our format. That card's just way too strong for Artisan, but this deck is still very strong.
One card that I think we're going to see shine, this is a prediction I'm making, is Gleeful Demolition. There is no interaction, there's no sweepers in white and Artisan. Really, red and black are the only colors with sweepers of any kind. So making 3 1/1 tokens against a control deck with no sweepers might actually be really important this match. I'm making a random shot. See if it happens.
All right. So without further ado, we can get to the match.
We'll be watching this from GP Magic's side. He
Yep.
is a longtime member of the Artisan community. He's been done well in pretty much every Artisan Cup since the start. And Raw is a newer player, so they brought a totally new deck. First time showing up to the tournament and making top 8. Big congrats to Raw.
Yep. So so White's on the play, and he opens up with the turn 2 Birth of Meletus. Rakdos responds with the turn 2 Ichor Wellspring, and White is going to bring in the Circuit Mender for turn 3. Great curve out for him. So now, what does Red Black do? Red Black is holding up all of his mana. Looks like he's going to try to do Deadly Dispute into Fatal Push.
Yeah, a little bit rough for GP Magic here that the opponent had a creature so early, because Saheeli on an empty board would have been really good here.
I think he's going to have the opportunity to Saheeli on turn 4. He's going to have 5 mana floating, and he can either do Saheeli into Wellspring, or Saheeli into Xander's, or Saheeli into removal. This Ingenious Myth is going to be 2/2 tops.
Yeah, we're probably going to see Saheeli into Voltage Surge, just to get rid of the Ingenious Myth.
Ooh, and Circuit Mender coming back. That's an aggressive play. That's going to be a 3/4. But I think he can still cast Saheeli into... let's see. So Saheeli can eat 3 from this Myth. That's fine.
I was almost wondering if we were going to see Saheeli into Gleeful Demolition just to have as many chump blockers.
Oh, is it going to be a Voltage Surge into Eaten Alive? So you can eat the Circuit Mender alive with the token, make another token. That's a good play.
Yeah.
So white draws a card here, but Rakdos is in a pretty strong position.
There are ossifications on the other side. Yep, ossification.
Yeah, and he really doesn't have any response for that in turn 1. So
yeah. Does he
another
have
Circuit Mender. He did have 2 copies in the sideboard.
Okay.
All right, so Xander's Wake coming down, Wellspring coming down. Pass the turn. Now white can take out the Xander's Wake with the Portable Hole. If he has it.
Is that the only option they have to get rid of it, though?
Yeah. That doesn't feel so good, because it can get hit by Gleeful Demolition.
Yeah.
Alright, so red-black untaps.
Kenton Smelter.
So Kenton Smelter comes down, making the 3-1 attacker. So even if the opponent blocks this favorably...
Yeah, I'm not sure about that attack when you have the 0-4 to block.
I mean, maybe he could have Voltage Surged the...
Okay.
See, but this could have happened before combat.
Yeah. Interesting. He chose the Death Toucher. I guess that makes sense against the Market Gnome Circuit Vendor deck. At this point, how much does it cost to flip Clay-Fired Grits?
7.
7.
The next turn it could come down. Portable Hole coming out. This is we talked about on
Oh, another Xander's Wake. And the Gleeful Demolition. At this point, opponent literally would have to have all of their portable holes to answer both Xander's Wakes. Or, I guess Recommission can bring one back, so... But it's unlikely that these Xander's Wakes will all be answered by the end of the game. Mono White needs to put on some pressure. Which
well, and he's doing now with Celestial Vault, so that's going to get an Angel every turn. Even if we see Gleeful Demolition hitting the Celestial Vault, that's still going to net the opponent 1 Angel. I don't know if that'll be enough. Alright, there's that Deadly Dispute from Exile. Just going to draw a million cards.
Let's see what the Gleeful Demolition on, because there's... Wait until you have more information, play the Synthesizer first.
See, I might have actually thought to drop Saheeli there. The opponent can't attack at all. And if he's not going to Demolition this turn... Yeah. I don't know, I maybe would have done Saheeli into Demolition.
Yeah, I forgot about the Treasure Mana. I was thinking that wasn't possible after the Deadly Dispute and stuff.
So red-black's all done. And he's going to crack the Buried Ruin to pick up Celestial Vault. So he has got an Angel of Sanctions. He's going to exile something, Xander's Wake.
It's a very strong card.
Okay, and UNT Fangblade is going to trade with Circuit Mender, then it's a card, plays Market No and passes. Alright, so there's an Angel of Sanctions here, which is just begging to die to Voltage Surge. I'm pretty sure that, yep, that's what's happening next. Cracks the Synthesizer to it.
Fatal Push may be the most played spell in the format this tournament, but I honestly feel like Voltage Surge ends up getting more value. Granted, you have to be a sacrifice deck to run it, but it is such a good removal spell.
Now we're actually going to see Saheeli may actually get activated next turn, because one of these servos can either turn into a wellspring or a synthesizer. All right, so we've got another Angel of Sanctions token here. I think that's Embalm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zombie Angel.
Not a common pairing. Oh, wait. Oh,
So
no,
Fatal
that's
Push
right.
first. Then-
Angel is not technically... The
So-
Angel is technically mana value 6 still.
So I think Red Black here missed an opportunity to activate Saheeli. To copy either Wellspring or Synthesizer. Not sure it's gonna matter, but still. Maybe he can activate now.
A lot of players are cautious to downtick Saheeli, but this is a matchup where the only way it's going down is to an ossification. So just downtick it when you can. Opting for the card draw.
Okay, and white untaps, getting another wall. He's got a ton of life, a ton of mana, but is he going to be able to come back? Okay, lay down arms, exiling the Sokenzan Smelter. That's good. Ossification, taking out the Saheeli, as you were saying. Didn't matter that she had 5 loyalty counters.
Double Vault. So, Vault is a very strong card, but once again, there is the issue with mono white not having sweepers, and this is a very wide board to try and get through.
Now, so something that's interesting, mono white would have access to tools like Archon of Absolution, not that you would play that in this matchup, but you also have Protection of the Heckma, which would be really good here.
Is that... I don't think that's in the sideboard or anything.
No, we didn't see that in the 75.
Or Boarded Window might even fit better. You can find it off of an Ingenious Smith.
It is an artifact.
Probably not as good though. Way too easy for that to die. Okay. If you're raw right now, you're really hoping to get lifelink. I'm pretty sure more than anything of your Celestial Vault.
Yeah, I mean the one of the best things you can get, I think it's the 5 mana 2/6 Angel that gains both players' life when it connects. With double strike.
I'm not sure about that experimental synthesizer play.
No.
Oh.
Valkyrie Harbinger is probably not going to do enough.
Can Mayhem Devil kill the Harbinger? He might swing in and then try to kill it post-combat. That's what we're seeing.
See, I feel like he could have if he had played Buried Ruin, but he already made land for turn and held back Buried Ruin, which didn't make sense to me.
Ooh, you're right.
Anyway, he didn't put it in combat, so it doesn't matter. But he takes out the wall though, that's good.
Trying to think if there are any draws that would let him just go 5 sacrifices in a row, because things like Mishra's Research Desk might actually pull that off in this matchup.
Well, Valkyrie Harbinger just connected for 5 with lifelink and made another 4/4 Angel, which is now 5/5. We've got Cosmium Kiln getting flipped over. So now we have a couple of blockers here. Is it going to be enough?
Deadly Dispute, that's a good hit. That's multiple sacrifices. And he's sacrificing the land.
So he needs as many tokens as possible. So Valkyrie Harbinger is going down.
Eaten Alive, that's a great draw.
And he purposefully sacks the treasure. So double Mayhem Devil from the treasure and the servo dying. Morbid Opportunist. It's gonna go off a Fatal Push. This game looks over.
Yeah. So Gleeful Demolition did end up mattering a lot in this game. I always think of it as a thing that destroys your own artifacts. End up being huge for destroying Celestial.
Yeah, 1 mana Shatter was just really good. He's bringing in Cast into the Fire because he knows. Taking out some experimental synthesizers and bringing in 1 Feed the Swarm.
Did I just see a 62 card special?
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, you know, if you're drawing so many cards, maybe, you know, maybe that's calculated. I don't know.
Rakdos Anvil deck, even without Anvil, has always just been 1 and 2 drops, but you chain them together and you dig through your deck really fast.
Okay, so red-black here has got a unkeepable hand with no red mana. This looks a little better. He's got one of his sideboard cards here. Puts Smelter on the bottom. Opens up with the tap land white. Turn 2 coming out with the strong Ingenious Smith. No hits though. He whips. That's real bad.
Yeah. Ingenious Smith, I think the only reason he's running Darksteel Citadels in his deck is for the Ingenious Smith. To kind of run it as an ambitious farm hand with a different upside. But
I just don't think it's good enough. I mean, this is a Fatal Push meta. It's a cut down meta. And Ingenious Smith just dies when you sneeze at it. I think it's only good if it's being supported by other threats, which are more pressing matters, like Patchwork Automaton, you know, or like Ensoul Artifact.
Yeah. Just notably, that was a good play to sacrifice the Celestial Vault when you're a Buried Rune recommission deck. In response to the exile, it's like,
oh yeah, he floated a mana.
Okay.
That was good. I think maybe a tiny bit of a misplay here to drop the Buried Ruin instead of bluffing like Fatal Push. Not that it'll matter.
Yeah. Little sequencing things. In a matchup like this, it's almost more important to care about the clock. Oh, Saheeli's uncastable right now.
Yep, no, he's red mana screwed. So he's probably just going to waste all of his mana, right? He can't interact with Celestial Vault. There's nothing to Voltage Surge, and his other spells are uncastable or Sorcery Speed. So white is just going to sit here and vault.
Yeah, I think unless there's some crazy play.
Well, we might see one here. This synthesizer could hit like Demolition.
Even then, 3 Angels to hand is
that was
hard.
a good hit off the top though, because he can dispute here. So white's gonna get at least 4 Angels though.
Yeah. Tithing Blade, Eaten Alive, Voltage Surge, Feed the Swarm. Those are spells that can kill Angels. All 4 of them. Ooh, Birth of Letus.
So I think red-black has to start playing Saheeli right now. He's got to drop Saheeli and take out the wall. There's no other way for him.
Yeah. Just hope you can pressure the opponent enough that tempo killing the Angels will...
Now he might crack the vault now just to play like a 3 mana Angel. There's the Resplendent Angel would be a great drop, but it could get blown out. Opponent does not get screwed by the Auto Tapper and plays the Saheeli. So I think he's going to wait here and probably blow up the wall, maybe.
There's no way to blow up the wall without sacrificing his Drawsforge Bridge, because once again, the colored mana.
Okay, and he cracks the vault. He's got 5 mana open, full hand of Angels. Clay-fired Bricks is gonna tutor up that Plains, pad his life total, and then we're gonna see a 3-mana Angel probably. Yep, Righteous Valkyrie right there. It's got Edict Protection from the wall. So we're gonna either have to see a double Tithing Blade. I guess he can Surge it.
Surge is available. That Righteous Valkyrie, especially when you have so many good late game plays in your hand now, is...
So I don't actually understand the Voltage Surge here on the end step. I really don't get it. Unless he's... Well, he baited out the Surge of Salvation, but... so now that Valkyrie can be hit. But I feel like he could have just done it on his main one.
Yeah, there's no reason to ever be mana efficient with treasures, because they're just as mana efficient the next turn.
Now, Soul Guide Lantern, that's an interesting hit. I don't know why... Why would you play Soul Guide Lantern at all?
So I think his thought process is, if I can get through all of the Celestial Vaults, I win the game. But his opponent has Buried Runes in his deck to bring back the vaults.
Yeah, but Soul Guide Lantern, it's like... I mean, I guess if you play it with a vault in the graveyard, and then cycle it or sack it, that can be good.
Angel of Sanctions is not going to do as much work as Raw might be hoping here.
No, it's going to die immediately.
Definitely sack a creature. You've got Saheeli coming. Fodder is pretty free at this point.
So I wonder, are we going to see Tithing Blade get flipped over or what? You know, because I guess you can Buried Ruin if there's anything down there.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going to draw a card here? Okay.
Okay. Oh, really?
Just go for the Exile? Well, oh, did that guy have Embalm? That must be why.
Oh, yes, he had the Embalm. Okay, that was a good play.
Yeah.
Great use of the Saheeli downtick.
Well, Saheeli might be dead, though. Because we have another Angel coming out.
We don't know which angels, but we do know Ra's hand still has multiple angels in it.
Another Angel of Sanctions.
Yeah, no reason to exile Saheeli and bring her back to 5 loyalty.
Yep, so Saheeli's going down here. More Angels in hand. Cosmium Kiln's coming next turn. Can even sack exile Darksteel Citadel. Which I think that's another reason to play the Darksteel Citadel. I just realized it can craft if we really need to.
That's true.
All right,
that might be another reason he's running the Soul Guide Lantern.
Yeah, Angel of Sanctions is still up, so...
Yeah, and if Clay-fired Bricks flips this turn, Angel no longer dies to Voltage Surge, which is actually very significant.
Oh, Youthful Valkyrie is coming back from Sigardian Savior. Don't you just love alchemy? Okay, Soul Guide Lantern is gonna block that, but...
Xander's Wake a little bit annoys me at times, but the cards don't feel like they're non-Artisan cards that it drafts. But man, Celestial Vault pulls some crazy stuff that you will not see anywhere else in Artisan.
Now that's an interesting play. He's going to turn Tithing Blade into a construct to swing in. I don't know if that was the right play. Saheeli's going to die now.
Yeah,
like maybe there was a Buried Ruin play there with bringing back an artifact and then copying the artifact with Saheeli and then sacking it to draw a card.
Yeah.
So this game actually looks pretty over for Red-Black. He's got blockers on the ground. He's got 2 flying threats. Saheeli's dead.
Probably a 2-turn clock.
I really think
Gee,
that Tithing Blade has sort of underperformed here. I mean, it's just taking out wall tokens and stuff. Um, and I feel like the flip side's never going to be relevant. I feel like there's better, better edicts here that could be played.
I think you take Synthesizer here. I feel like it's the old. I guess you're scared of the Angel of Sanctions if you can remove it and. Yeah. This game's over though. We'll see. If I'm GP Magic, I agree with you. Boarding out the Tithing Blades.
I think there was a missed opportunity there to tick down to play Buried Ruin, recover an artifact, tick down Saheeli, copy that artifact, and draw a card to get to your answers sooner.
And we see that GP Magic does not think there's any chance of outgrinding his opponent. He's dropping the synthesizers and just going all in aggro. But this isn't, I don't feel an aggressive enough hand.
Well, turn 2 Wellspring into turn 3 double could offer something.
Ooh, Tithing Blade does have a fun synergy with Mayhem Devil, where Mayhem Devil triggers off of anyone sacrificing.
That's true.
So
also triggers off of the opponent's Buried Ruins. Also triggers off of Birth of Meletus hitting Chapter 3.
And Celestial Vault.
Yeah, but no longer. Well, here's another double. Can he do it?
Let's see.
It's not gonna matter.
Mayhem Devil into Voltage. Oh, you can't Voltage Surge.
Alright, so opponent's life total is getting padded by 2, but Mayhem Devil went off, as we see. Another Devout Decree. Great card. Excellent color hate. And the Clayfired Bricks padding the life total again, picking up another Plains. So it's all removal here. He's gotta sacrifice the Ichor Wellspring to blow up the wall. There's no other good option.
Notably, Clayfired Bricks, the backside of it is also an artifact, so Gleeful Demolition, we might see doing something good later.
I think that's gonna hit the Celestial Vault though.
Yeah.
And, so the question here is he gonna crack Buried Ruin to pull back the artifact, and he does not. And I think that was also a mistake. Like, we knew Gleeful Demolition was coming down. Why not get the Ichor Wellspring out of the graveyard? Buried Ruin's doing nothing here. His hand is completely dead. So I think that was a missed opportunity.
He might be thinking that he's gonna need to get back. Oh no, his Tithing Blades aren't going to graveyard. Yeah, I agree.
Right, because he's just sitting here doing nothing this turn, so that was a waste of 3 mana, basically.
Guardians of Koilos. So that was from the sideboard of Raw.
Yeah, we saw the sideboard before the match. I think this card is really underpowered for this format's power level. This is a 5 mana 4/4. It's a common from Dominaria, and
most importantly, I feel like it's not a sideboard card. There's no specific matchup where you're gonna want to be bringing that in because it's gonna get someone.
I mean, unless you search your library. No, you're not searching. You're recovering a historic card. So yeah, all your artifacts are historic. All your sagas are historic. But if you really wanted to outgrind, there's other cards out there like Meticulous Excavation, which is a pet card of mine.
I agree with you that I think that one's underplayed.
So Resplendent Angel here, this is easy. Voltage Surge on the Wellspring. Get some value.
I actually wonder if Tithing Blade was the right play there.
He's got to find a land. He's stuck on 4 lands.
That's true. Yeah, he has cleared this first Celestial Vault, so there's a chance he can just aggro his opponent down before Raw finds the second Vault or a Buried Ruin. Notably, if GP Magic had held up Cast into the Fire to try and prevent that or something, crafting involves exiling the cards as part of the cost, so you can't actually remove it in response to craft.
Alright, Fatal Push coming down. So can the Smelter smelting the Wellspring, getting in with double constructs here, which are going to trade off with the Gnomes. And Mishra's Research Desk is the last 1 mana of red-black. Ossification on Smelter. That's a good play. Clay Fried Bricks coming down. Again.
This one?
And a Vault.
Oh.
Immediately drafts with Celestial Vault. I mean, there's an argument to be made that you could hold up the mana and draft in response to something. But if the opponent, I guess if they have double removal.
Or if they don't do anything and you try to draft it end of turn and they remove it in response.
Yeah, so that's a good argument for doing it on your main when the opponent's tapped out. I like your reasoning. Alright, well, white here is floating 9 mana. He can Cosmium Kill and he can Birth.
He can both.
Or just play Sarah Angel from Alpha, you know.
Okay, Tithing Blade is kind of a now or never thing. Although you should Deadly Dispute first to get more information, but... Once again...
I think if he had Deadly Dispute first and picked the Saheeli, then he could have done Tithing Blade after Saheeli and gotten more value.
That's
so
true.
I think you were right to comment on that. Alright, second Cosmium Kiln is crafted. We've got a 2/6 wall. Double 3/3 here. Xander's Wake coming down. One of those gnomes.
That's a really good card.
Yeah, one of those gnomes is gonna get
I'm not sure if you use the Eaten Alives on the gnomes yet.
It's not worth it because you can trade like three servos for it.
Yeah, and I think you can get 3 servos pretty quickly.
But on the other hand, he's gotta end this game, right? He's the beatdown here.
That's true.
So Morbid Opportunist looks like the best thing, but he's gonna take the Thieves Guild Enforcer.
I have lost the game to Wywouse, resident lover of Xander's Wake, who played like 4 Thieves Guild Enforcers off of Xander's Wake. And what?
Oh, that was strange. So White just throws in the towel there. I'm not sure.
I wonder if that was clock. I wonder if they were close to clock and gave up.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Well, in any case, that's a win for Red-Black. So potentially White took too long to make their decisions. Saw a very interesting deck come out of nowhere and make it into the top 8. So even if there were some sideboard cards that were a little fishy, I thought that was a great match. Really showing off like a classic archetype that's sort of been neutered without the anvil versus something that's completely new with a lot of interesting ideas, and it's probably going to look even better in the next event.
Yeah, if this first draft makes it into top 8, this is a deck to keep an eye out for and maybe take your own hand at messing with it, because it looks like it has potential.
Well, I just want to say thank you to all the viewers for tuning in. Thank you once again, Rucker, for joining me. This was a fantastic match to watch, if the ending was a little anticlimactic, even so.
Excited to see how it ended, and then it just did.
That's true, but sometimes you just gotta respect the clock. The clock is king in the control matchups. So, all right, thanks everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Bye-bye.